I made Geometry Dash open world. I worked hard to find a new twist to this popular game, and it turned out really well. I made 3 different scenes that I know you guys are going to love. So if you want to find out how I made some of the greatest looking scenes, especially the last one in my opinion, then make sure to watch till the end to find out. I've made a Geometry Dash video before where I made the first level, Stereo Madness. I gave it a cool, dark, but lit up theme. And to top it all off, this was my mic quality back then.
I recreated Geometry Dash in Blender and gave it some sick graphics.
But I wanted to take it a step further, so I did some research and found that I couldn't find any video online of Geometry Dash as an open world game. I was actually so surprised that I didn't see any results that I didn't know if this was a good idea. So I got a second opinion. Hey.
Yeah?
Like, what if I made Geometry Dash, but 3D?
That's pretty stupid, not gonna lie.
So what I had in mind was a large city full of tall buildings at night. And these buildings would all be lit up by colorful neon lights. I would also add some other really cool things too. But to get it started, I imported this scene from Sketchfab so I wouldn't have to spend most of my time creating different buildings. Sometimes in life, it's all about working smarter, not harder. Or in this case, not working at all. But I didn't want to waste time making my own buildings, even though I know they would look good even if I made them myself. But I figured there was no point in making them myself, so whoever made this model, thank you so much. The only step after that would be to add the lighting to them. So for each building, I gave their windows colorful lights. And things were already looking good. Almost too good that I made sure to ruin it with these ugly windows. You know, just to balance things out.
What?
So once they were finished, I moved them into place around the city. But I got a little too sidetracked with this that I forgot to make the Geometry Dash cubes. I think it would be a crime if we didn't get to play as the main Geometry Dash cube, the one on the icon. But I also made a bunch of different ones who I would use as NPCs. So I spent the next hour or two making these cubes, and that is where I realized how many random skins there are in this game. How is RobTop getting away with some of these without copyright issues? So once I finished making all of them, I gave them some metallic textures which look really nice. Now to finish off the scene, I wanted to add in some of the parts that will make this scene look like a top tier Geometry Dash game. Similar to my first Geometry Dash video, I added these spikes that hang from a chain and sort of drape them over the streets like this. Another thing was the floating island that were made of large cubes. The cool thing about these is some of them will have parkour platforms to get up to them. So to finish making the scene, I added the streetlights which were pretty much a splatter of different Geometry Dash cubes, but I think it turned out well. And just like I did in the last video, I replaced the ads again, but this time, you know, I got really lazy, so. Now all I have to do is animate the cubes and we'll be done. So what I did for them was simply making them jump and move side to side. And I also animated the NPCs talking to each other. But let's not get too carried away. Always remember that if God is for us, who can be against us? Right, your eyes don't deceive you. I recreated the whole glass bridge scene from Squid Games. I wanted this open world game to have its own little side quests. And this side quest leads you to a mini game which this sketchy guy puts you in. It was more tricky than I thought it would be to put it together, but I think the final result looked really cool. It pretty much consisted of the base shapes of a tent, and then the starting and ending platform. Then we have the long 2x18 glass panel bridge that everyone remembers. The interesting thing about this scene that since in the movie it was so dark, we missed the details like the metal bars, the spotlights, and maybe the small chandelier that hangs directly in the center of everything. But once that was done and the beginning and end platforms were touched up, I finished with the colorful light bulbs, then dramatically animated everything. Let's watch the short clip. was definitely worth the several hours I spent making it. If you guys were caught off guard by that scene, then you gotta subscribe. And now for the final scene, which is my favorite. We need a place for our Geometry Dash character to train his jumping and spike dodging skills. But what would this training room look like? I had no idea, so I went to local AIs near me and started coming up with some concepts, and AI came up with this. Oh boy, that's a good idea. Then I immediately walked away and started crying because of how much work this was going to take. I started off with the treadmill, and I wanted this thing to be a lot wider than the AI photo, so I did just that. Then I connected it to the wall, and then later I added these really cool speakers and created this neon light based off my channel icon. For the other walls, I added this really interesting design. Then I started working on the floor tiling, and just to make sure we know that this is our character's room, I added custom statues for our geometry cube. For the finishing details, I added shelves, and on the shelves I added a bunch of Easter eggs like the trophies, coins, and gems. I also put the spaceship you ride in here too. But the rest of the room consisted of pictures and papers scattered around here and there. Now the coolest part about this room is the giant portal here, which connects the geometry dimension to the real world. Now it will bring the obstacles like the spikes and parkour so our cube can train properly. But that should be it for this scene. I want to make sure I give God all the glory in this video because he blessed me with my gift and passion for 3D art. So without further ado, let's see the final render. I love this scene so much. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos like my Wii Sports Resort one. And thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe. Goodbye.
Mr. Beast. I'm sorry.